What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Ramen Toys Ramen Racer Inferno, which is a third-party replacement for the Hell Charger for Robbie Reyes from the Marvel Universe. So this is pretty cool to get this car. Now, we were supposed to get one from Hasbro, from a HasLab, but it ended up failing, so we never got it. So Ramen Toys ended up making this Inferno. So it's pretty much going to be the exact same car. Like I said, though, it is just a third party, so it's not going to be like the highest quality or anything like that, and it was a lower price at $270. I don't remember what the HasLab was going for. I'm pretty sure it was over 300, but you also, if you got, unlock the bonuses stuff, you got extra figures and all that. But with this, we just get the car itself, and as you see, we get flame effects for like the engine and the tires and stuff, and it'll have lights and sounds and all sorts of cool stuff, parts you can replace on it and everything. So a lot of cool stuff still going on with it, but it's just a nice car here to go along with our Marvel Legends for the Hell Charger. So as you see on the box here, this is what we get. So we get the car with the flame effects, as I showed. They will light up, and like I said, lights and sounds, and then you get some replacement pieces. I'll kind of show you. I don't know much about cars, so I'm going to struggle probably with some of this stuff, but it does work pretty cool. You can plug in the car to have the lights and sounds going whenever you want, and then there's batteries and like the flame effects and stuff. So a lot of cool stuff going on there. So let's go ahead and look at the actual car. So here we have the Ramen Racer Inferno, which looks pretty cool. Like I said, love the design with it trying to be the Hell Charger, which is a 1969 Dodge Charger that is imbued with the mystical powers of Ghost Rider, that is controlled by Robbie Reyes. Now the car itself is bulletproof, it can self-repair, has Hellfire generation, as we see with the flames here, can go through objects, heal Robbie if he's ever injured, and house weapons. So looks pretty cool with this design. Like I said, it's nothing like super crazy or fancy. I mean, there's a lot of fanciness going on here, especially with the lights and sounds and everything it can do, but like I said, it just looks like a car. Of course, as I said, it's supposed to be a 69 Dodge Charger, but like I said, I don't know cars that much, so not really sure how accurate that is, but we'll see it from the front here. So it looks pretty good. We get the nice like engine block sticking out the top as well. We get the front grille, which you can switch out different pieces with this. Like I will go and show, there is like this piece that we can switch out, so you get the different grills. I'm not sure which one's supposed to be, because I think it kind of depends on what your car is, like what the front grille looks like. We just have this one on because I like it, and like it has little slots over here to the side. I know it's gonna be hard to see, especially with the focus, but there are lights in there that will light up, and so you get these little slots that you can slide over. So we kind of like that, where with this one you have to like pop these pieces out, so you can pop them out to have the lights be viewable, so you can just switch out those. And of course, like this front bumper comes off and stuff, and it's all like stuck in by magnets. I wish the magnets were a little bit stronger so they'd hold a little better, but you just stick them on, they just kind of stick there like this. In the front has a little magnet piece, so you can get that moved out of the way and stuff. So there's just a lot of stuff you can switch out on here. Like I said, we get the nice black design of the Hell Charge, so it's got a nice like flat black or matte black sort of design, which looks pretty nice to it. So love that. Like I said, the engine blocks, the tires, of course we get the nice orange tires with this, which is cool that they do rotate, so you can see them spinning around there while the flames still stay in the same position they are there. But we get the front window, we get windshield wipers. Like I said, all the little details are here. Rear view mirror there, side mirrors as well. Of course we get the doors that do open and close, so we can put characters inside with the seats down in there. Of course, steering wheel, shifter gears, the pedals back down in there. So all that just looks pretty good. Like I said, a lot of detail to the car and everything they did. Of course, like a back seat as well if you want to fit someone in there. Then we go to the back again, same sort of tires with the flames. We get the gas cap that actually can come off or like come out, that actually has part of like our lights and sound features. I'll show you there. Get the trunk that opens as well, so you can open the trunk, and there is a case inside here, and I'm not sure if we have, oh yeah, there's cords and stuff to be able to plug stuff in. This is for a battery pack, so if you want to like have it powered and stuff through a battery pack, you can use this, but it does also open, and we have like different replacement pieces and parts that you can put on the car if you want. So this is like supposed to be part of like the battery things and stuff, so just all different little pieces and part that go on the front bumper. So we just have that stored in the back in this case here, so that just sits nicely in the trunk, so nice open trunk space. And of course we get the back of the car, so you can see there'd be brake lights, the exhaust and everything. Just a lot of cool details to this car that they threw in. So like I said, overall a really nice design for this car. Like I said, it'd be nice to have the Hasbro one just to see what they would have done. Like I said, probably quality wise and everything, because like, I said with the magnets, like if you bump this stuff, it easily sort of falls off because the magnets aren't that strong, so stuff does fall off pretty easily. It doesn't function and work like 100% the best. There's some like minor quality stuff that could be better improved on this, but it's still really cool overall. Oh, and I do want to show the engine part. So the front engine does open. Now with the way this is designed with the big engine block, you have to kind of get it loosened and adjust to be able to open hood. And they have like multiple versions of this Ramen Racer. Like I said, we just got the Inferno version, but they have all different ones. They even have like the Dukes of Hazzard car and just all sorts of designs that you can get with this. And then you get the engine block in here as well, that we can obviously take out. I love that. It even has, you know, like the rubber band design for like the belts and stuff. So it just looks pretty cool, and that just sits down in there. Obviously, like you see how you can take it out and do whatever with that as well. But just pretty nice design. But like I said, this is one of the issues. Like, you can't just open and close the hood here. You have to get the engine loose and get it like fed through the hood, and make sure you get the hood back down before you get the engine put back where it needs to be and everything. But like I said, still nice design overall, even though the quality could be better. Now, like I said, a big function of this is that it has lights and sounds. Now, each of the tires has some lights on it, so we can take the flames off of these, and each one, it takes batteries, so each one takes 3 batteries, which it did not come with, I don't believe. I think we had to put the batteries in, so I had to buy a big pack of batteries just to get this. But the batteries I bought off Amazon were like $7 for a huge pack of them, so not like it took that much. But you can flip those on, and now it has a little effect, so as the car is driving, it can look like the flames are spinning in there with the tires. So let me go and turn those on each one of these. So there's the tires now all lit up. We also get a big flame effect for the engine block. So like the Hell Charger has the flames coming out. So we get this one again. It has lights in it as well that can light up. So we get that effect, which looks pretty cool. Now, again, this is another thing. It's supposed to like sit on here and clip on here, but the way it works doesn't work out the best. You just kind of just sit it on there. So unfortunately, like there's little clips in the back, but those tend to break off. So just got to be careful with that. Like I said, I don't think it works the best, and could have been designed a little bit better for that. So we get those flame effects. But as I said, this does have lights and sounds itself, so you can use the battery. As I showed you that pack, you can put some batteries in it and hook it up, and there's a little cord in the back of the trunk there that you can hook it up to and everything. But it also comes with a power cord, so I have this all hooked up here to a power. It's just a USB cord here that we can plug in. Now, I mentioned back here at the gas cap, you can take that off, and that's where you plug it into. So of course, if you want to have this on a shelf displayed, you can then do that and have it plugged in there to have the lights on and everything as much as you want. And then there should be a plug here in the back. Of course, everything's gonna fall off now. Should be a little switch, just like normal toys. Yeah, a little switch here in the back. That is, you flip on there, you can hear the engine roaring. The lights are sort of coming on, so that's pretty loud. It's nice engine revs and all sorts of stuff like that. But now we can flip the switch the other way and just have like the brake lights on. There are lights inside as well, so like on the dash and everything, the lights light up, which is pretty nice there as well. And then we should be able to come to the front and have our front lights on. Oh yeah, I still have the things there, so you can open those to have the front headlights. You get the little like driving lights or whatever down there at the bottom as well. So that gives us all the lights on now, and we can put this flame back on. Like I said, unfortunately it doesn't sit on too well, so it just kind of falls off if you move it. So you just have to kind of just sit it there. So again, another issue that could make this a little better. So now we have all the lights on. So let me go and turn the lights off here so you can see. So this is what it looks like in the dark. So like I said, you get the flaming wheel designs, the flaming engine there. Of course, you can't really see much of the interior there, but if we spin around, you can see the headlights and everything on there. So really cool and looks awesome with all the lights lit up here. So that would look awesome on a shelf, like displayed especially. And so it is really nice that it came with that cord to plug it in. So like I said, you can put it on a shelf and have it on display there. But back with the lights on. Now, the last thing I do want to show you is that, of course, since the HasLab failed and we didn't get the Hell Charger, means we also didn't get Robbie Reyes, at least yet. So we went ahead and made a custom Robbie Reyes. Now, of course, we didn't really come up with this or anything. We did get a head off Etsy. So if you just go on Etsy or something and find a Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider head, that's what we got. Of course, we've sort of tried to paint up stuff. I don't think it's completely finished yet, but it's pretty cool. It's molded in this design, you know, of the flames and stuff. So it's all the see-through like yellow color stuff to get that flame effect. And then we just took a body, which we got the idea from YouTube. I don't remember who it was, but obviously, like I said, none of this is straight our ideas, just seeing stuff online. But took the body from the Andros from Power Rangers, where he's in disguise, so wearing this all black suit, and then we just painted it. So we put a white line on this chest and then white on the gloves there as well, and using this as our Robbie Reyes. Now, unfortunately, with the flame designs and the way the car's designed, he doesn't fit inside the car because the flames are too much. So like I said, that's one thing. If we had the Hasbro one, would have been worked out, you know, would be able to fit inside the car, but unfortunately he doesn't. But we're just going to have him on display, like I said, until, unfortunately, I know Marvel eventually at some point is going to give us a Robbie Reyes. It's only a matter of time, but we'll just have him like on display standing next to the car or whatever. So that looks really cool. A nice, awesome design with all our flames and lights and everything. So just looks really cool. Like I said, especially with the lights off, would look really awesome. And here we have our other Ghost Riders on their vehicles. So we have the Johnny Blaze on his motorcycle and Danny Ketch on his motorcycle as well, to go along with Robbie in the Hell Charger. So very cool to have our 3 different versions of Ghost Rider there. So that's going to be it for our Ramen Racer Infernos. Like I said, it's mostly just kind of show how cool this is. Like I said, the car could definitely be better, you know, better quality improvements and stuff. And then I wish we would get a Robbie Reyes that would actually work with the car, and it'll be cool when we finally get a proper Marvel Legends figure to go along with this. But just think it all looks really cool. Like I said, quality could be better, but just really cool for what we have here with all our nice flame effects and stuff to go on the Charger design. So let me know what you thought of the Ramen Racer Inferno down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this review, let me know with that like and hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.